So for those who are a little bit confused, Dennett is not here today, so I will be replacing him in his stead. Hopefully I can do a good job showcasing our game. So, the game that we have made is supposed to be played within an hour, okay? How is that?
Is it too loud? No, I'm
They
listening.
cannot hear.
Because I need to send it there.
Oh,
It's okay, I'll play the music here.
Is it just background music?
Yeah, it's just background music.
Okay, then I can play for my hand.
okay, thank you. Alright, like I said, this would take an hour, okay, but obviously we don't have that much time. So I will do a abbreviated version, just go through with you some stuff. We'll just cut short a little bit of the activities, okay, and go through the main points. Hopefully we can end with some team reflections. I have some comments from everyone, so we will also get through that. Now, as I said earlier, can we up the volume if possible?
Correct?
Yeah. Is it looping? Can it loop?
Oh, it's supposed to loop.
Yeah. So if you press the loop button, it should it'll just keep playing.
Okay.
Thank you. Alright, so this game requires a certain emotional state, right? And that would be a calm and reflective emotion. Okay, so before I go through the game, please again entertain me one more time. We will go through a short meditation of sorts to get ourselves in the right mindset. Okay, if you guys can do me a favor, close your eyes. Alright? Okay, we'll take several deep breaths in, out. One more time. In, out. Now let us focus on our legs. Feel them relax. Okay. Let the muscles loosen. Notice the floor, touching your feet. Ground yourself in the moment. We move to our torso. We loosen our shoulders, let them relax. Don't need to be so tense. Let them droop. It's okay, don't need to be sitting up straight. As you breathe in, notice your chest rise and fall. Just continue taking deep breaths. Rest your hands. Relax. Feel your palms loosen. No need to grip anything. Notice where your breath's coming from. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now let us slowly open up our eyes. Okay, so we are in a nice, calm place. So our game is called Quiet Flowers. It is a solo RPG drawing inspirations and lessons from the art form Ikebana, which for those who do not know, it's the art of Japanese flower arrangements. Together with some paper engineering and crafts and music, to enhance the experience and the immersion of your experience. So where you would play this game, definitely a nice private space where everything is calm. You consciously set aside an hour or two just to immerse yourself in this experience. Now, part of the game requires you to, for your input in the story, through journaling and just reflections, okay? Making the whole experience and story uniquely your own. So, as we start off in chapter 1. This is where you start off your role as a parent. So how the paper crafts come in and how the pop-ups work is it provides you with space of immersion, right? You look at the pop-ups you experience, you bring yourself into the space and reflect, okay? And how our story goes is that you embody a parent during the Japanese Edo period, and you live with your family, and how you decide your family, how you decide you want to live your life in this area is up to you. This is a form of reflection and part of our the journaling that you must do. You live in a quaint, traditional Japanese home, okay, made of paper and wood, nestled in the lush countryside, right? Everywhere around you is nature, everywhere around you is trees. You can imagine yourself in a nice farm field. Okay? So the purpose of this chapter is to bring you into the magic circle. It invites you to immerse yourself into the game with some journal prompts. For example, sorry, give me a second. So, questions like capture a moment of solitude during your journey that resonates with you, how you have come to this moment, how you have settled in with your family, how does your children look like, how does your spouse look like, how does your partner look like, are your parents still alive, are you well, are you trying to take care of them, right? You can think of what kind of lessons or emotions that is parallel to the experience that you'll be going through. Okay. What we will provide is a booklet. Okay. If you see behind you or in the reflection, it's a PDF. Okay. But what we envision is that it would be presented in a nice wooden box, okay, where you'll store all our items for the experience. Alright? So there are some phrases and words that Dennett has written that I would like to share with you as you progress through the chapter. So as you step out into the crisp morning air, the natural beauty of the countryside unfolds before you like a scroll painting. Each step a brushstroke in the story of your day. The hills whisper ancient tales, and the valleys bloom with the promise of discovery. Today, you walk the same paths as those who came before you, foraging not just for flowers, but for connections to the past, to the essence of what it means to live in harmony with nature. Upon your return, as you cross the threshold back into your home, you bring with you not only the physical beauty of the flowers you've collected, but also a renewed sense of purpose. In the simple act of picking flowers, you've woven together the threads of tradition, family, and personal reflection, creating a tapestry of experiences that enrich the fabric of your family life. Now, most of you would know that this game is about flower arrangements. In the next few chapters, you would be going through the whole collection of flowers, harvesting of flowers, preparing your flowers, arranging them in a nice vase, and finally presenting them to your family. The way we go about this is through dice rolls. Okay, so as you're about to leave your home for the day, okay, you are required to roll some dice to determine what kind of items you will bring along in your journey. Each items provide different bonuses and modifications to the game. Okay. We won't roll for the items, but I can show you how it looks like. So, as you can see, there's a chest for you to open. The reason why we want to add this physicality is so that it provides something tangible for our players to grip onto as they experience the game. So these items, technically, they don't do anything specific for the game, like these cutouts, but they definitely enhance the experience. Okay, so these are some of the items that we can pick after you roll the dice. Okay, and each of these provides different modifications. Now, we will move on to chapter 2. In chapter 2, it's a much simpler chapter. You decide where you want to go and to collect your flowers, right? As you are deciding where you want to go, you are required or encouraged, more like, to describe your journey as you go there, right? Does something happen along the way? Are there any stories or memories that connects to the different places? Alright, and the tools that you use, and just click. Okay, and part of the experience is to physically collect the flowers. Okay, we do this by providing you with a basket. Okay, so this basket is interesting because.
Can you hold the mic for me?
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so it's interesting because you can lock the basket into place so that it doesn't close anymore. Okay, so then from here, the act of physically collecting your flowers is part of the experience. You just put it inside your basket. So as you roll the dice, depending on the number, you start collecting your flowers. Okay. Thank you. So what I've shown you here is part of chapter 3, which is the actual physical collection of the flowers. Then we move on to chapter 4. In chapter 4, as you are ready to go home, the dawn is approaching fast. So, dusk is fast approaching, and it's finally time for you to head back after a long day's work. As you are heading back, you encounter a fallen tree. This is the section of the game where you reflect on your journeys thus far. You find parallels to this obstacle in front of you, to your real life. The decision of how are you going to tackle this obstacle? Are you going to go underneath it? Are you going to go over it? Are you going to go back, take a detour? these are the questions that we would like you to think of when you encounter this chapter, right? If you brought any tools, does it help with your with clearing this obstacle? Do you want to do something about it for future passerbys? You want to leave it here? So these are the different decisions and reflections that you can make in this chapter. Okay? Finally, we move on to the last chapter, chapter 5. In chapter 5, sorry. So in chapter 5, you are finally back home. You're ready to arrange your flowers. Okay? So we have provided a card for you that you can slot in your flowers. Okay? You can decide whether you want to process your flowers, you want to cut it up, you want to shorten it, lengthen it any way you want. Okay? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we have provided slots for you in this area that would hopefully hold up the flowers. Okay, we have this as well. So your job here is really to just take your time, find ways to beautify your vase. We have provided prompts and guides inspired from actual ikebana to help you with the technical aspect of flower arrangements. Simple ways to make everything look nice and tie everything together. When you have decided that this is the end of your flower arrangements, you would roll the dice one last time to determine the reaction of your family members when they come back. Okay? Can you go one more slide?
Okay.
Yeah, so again, depending on the role, maybe they'll be moved to tiers for how much effort you've taken to collect these flowers and arrange them in the way that they are. They could be energized because the colors of the flowers really bring some life to them. Anything, you can basically come up with any story you want based on these prompts, and that is essentially how you end the game through your family's reaction. And you can do some final journal prompts, just think about your whole journey, and if you want, you can also think about just parallels to your life, how you can draw some lessons and inspirations from ikebana, from collecting your flowers, and how you can bring it into your current life. Thank you. That is our game.
Yeah, just now we passed through the flower, but if you want to come and choose later, then you can let
Yeah,
them take
yeah,
some.
for sure. You can just we have a whole bunch of flowers that you
Yeah.
can take a look at. We had a wonderful artist to help illustrate our designs.
Yeah, so our group mates is like actually Danet, Akil, our artist Ting, Win, who made this prototype, unfortunately cannot be here also, myself,
Yeah. I don't know if you want to do team reflections, just about. I mean, I have some thoughts. Okay, but maybe do you have anything you want to say?
No, I think main thing is that I think all of us really like this idea, and like Danet's goal is like, hey, let's publish this. So we're gonna keep working on it, and the ones that you have in your hand, that's like paper ones, and we understand that especially if people are being handsy with it, it can be quite like you worry to bend the stems and all that. So this is like a very rough prototype of like putting a wire behind. So you can actually hold the flower well, you can slot it in, and yeah, I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
it
the
definitely
fragility.
exactly. It definitely helps with the friction fitting of the in the vase.
Just like those sturdy materials.
Oh yeah, Aki was thinking of that as
Yeah.
well. So it's one of our
Quite sturdy.
how do I say, options for the future, just to see how we can improve it.
Because we would have to see how it fits into, especially when all this is supposed to be folded. So if we have a foam piece, it might have to be separately integrated, and that might sort of like disrupt the flow just a little bit.
Akil had some thoughts. He would like to see this as a digital version. He thinks that I do agree with him as well. It can fit quite nicely as a digital game, where you can physically cut flowers and place it in a 3D bowl, right? Personally, I think I would like to create a more elegant way of integrating the pop-ups. Okay, so our original idea was putting them in as a book, right? Unfortunately, there were some complications, like the way this is built is that it can only open up a certain angle. Okay. So the idea that I had dropped upon is kind of like an extension of this lockable pop-up card, right? Dennett basically shared a story on Thursday that he had a popiah party, right? He experienced, and the interesting thing about this popiah party was that it came as a DIY set, and in the DIY set, there's a mat for you to place. Designed with certain areas for you to place the ingredients. They'll tell you like, oh, this is where the skins are supposed to be. This is where the ingredients are supposed to be. So drawing from that as inspiration, I think it might be interesting to provide the user with cards for them to open up and lock and place on a design mat. And as they go through the journey, as they go through the chapter, they can so-called build their journey, and they can see it along the way. It will definitely be easier to have a card that doesn't close, like this for the base portion of the game. Yeah. So in a way, at the end of the journey with that idea in mind, then it will almost become like a tarot mat where you can see all your cards that you have gone through in the space in front of you. And another advantage of using the lockable pop-up cards is that it increases the replayability, because it is no longer locked in a book form, so you can create multiple different cards for different scenarios or different areas. Yeah, so if you have multiple cards, then it's really just a lot more modular in that sense. Yeah, so that is Quiet Flowers. Thank you so much. Oh
yeah, it's just sharing a bit more about like during the development, especially with Win's expertise. If he was more free, we might have explored a bit where before this whole pop-up thing, we were thinking how can we integrate it both digitally and physically at the same time, or as everybody likes to say, digital. Not like that. But we actually thought about what if we had like a physical flower, of course a fake one, but if we were able to make an electrical connection with the board, the music that's playing could actually change based on the flowers you were building and choosing. Because like yeah, it would be simple, and it would also be a different experience for everyone. But of course that's like another level of implementation. But I think that was when we were having like a really strong idea, like how do we combine the two without the user having to like press buttons or deal with like a very traditional interface. So maybe in the future we could try that. But yeah, sorry, that's all. Thank you.
Actually, a suggestion is why not you make the vase the cover, so it opens up on the cover, then it doesn't have to close after they are done.
That's that is definitely possible.
Then they can keep arranging also.
Yeah.
Wooden box thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I noticed there's
Yeah.
So like you can have how to play and all this, then all of a sudden we open there's a you can add fast.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what this is. It's just that because of the page limitation, of it not being able to open flat, so we didn't put it in this one.
Actually, I think that's not really that wasn't really that can be used to great effect, because I noticed that, you know, in the areas that you guys open, right? You guys, when you open, it wasn't to 180 degrees, so I think that is a good stabilizer.
Oh,
for the
Yeah, he designed around it.
Yeah, so the reason why I made it like that is because of this limitation. So I made it so that it only opened up half in a 90 degrees way. Yeah, so essentially what is supposed to happen in a clearer vision is that it's supposed to be like a book that opens up. Yeah, it's supposed to be stuck on the pages, but personally I feel that the lockable pop-up cards might be a bit more elegant. I mean, in my opinion. Okay, yeah. So any other comments or feedbacks? Yes.
When you mentioned something about bridging the, let's say like you reach somewhere that you want music change, I was thinking like you can do something in AR or something. So I just commented. I think if you want to keep it more like the physicality of it, like you want to keep it more physical, then yeah, like AR maybe not branching out to the visual side, but just for like utilities like music changing, something.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, riffing off that idea, the main structure can still be the pop-up card, but you can add additional, like, I don't know, butterflies flying around just to make it more naturey, you know, in your phone.
Actually, Win had a suggestion for physically implementing it, like through sensors and things when you open up certain pages, because this box component was supposed to hold like all the electrical components which would make sound or lights, so that would actually be physically possible if we made certain slots so that it could trigger certain things.
But you're putting in like you're putting in like the Charlie and Chocolate Factory kind of like aesthetic.
Oh man, that would be cool. That would be cool.
As a person who loves journaling, and like I really like the idea that I'm not really necessarily myself. I'm myself in this character.
Yeah.
And I love that what I do here kind of informs what I know about myself. It's feels like a very healing experience, and I
Yeah.
really wish I could play it.
That was definitely that's intention.
It feels like a body content. Oh yeah. A small contained.
Yeah. I think another reason why we wanted something like this is we wanted it personal, right? So that's why it's in this form. It's easy to put somewhere. Maybe definitely decorate it a little bit, and so again, whatever you decide to put in the vase is a reflection of yourself. Yeah. Yes.
Because I really love this idea, and I like that it's very physical rather than digital. I like the sensors things all mentioned, because I think that making it physical and making it paper feels very delicate.
Yeah.
So it's like the first part of the meditation thing makes you feel like being more delicate makes you more reflective.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe the box, the first half can also be a box, like checkers, the box, open it up, so that you can place it face down. In a way, it's like this book can also be a display piece. Like, I can choose to display the flowers
Yeah.
or the house as well.
Yeah.
If there's a place to put flowers or other props in the other scenes, that will also be quite nice. 'Cause, like, you can change it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to put it on my desk. It's like a very nice display station.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything else?
Yep. Let me just say I love how wholesome this is, and we're ending on today's presentation on such a wholesome note. So love that.
Yeah.
One idea that I have briefing on the whole modular element of it, where you have a mat that's laid out. I was thinking that the connection points, if you may not necessarily need a mat, but because it's looking at the pathway of how you're finding your way, could be like a set of cobblestones that prompt the player to place one mat after the other, and they're interlocking as they build
exactly.
forward.
Yeah.
So that's maybe one thing that you look around look at.
Yeah. definitely. The other thing that Dennett really wanted was that whatever that is happening here is an enhancement, right? He wanted to make this as accessible as possible. So technically, you can play the game by yourself right now using Dennett's PDF, right? Whatever you see in front of you. But if you want a slightly more physical game, then that comes, the pop-up comes in through that. Yeah.
Earlier you guys said that you wanted to like bring this forward more and sell this, right?
Yes.
So actually, because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like, where can you market this and how can you sell this?
This one is under Dennett's territory actually. So he has talked to some friends about this idea, and he's also in the RPG space, right? So he knows the market more than us, and he strongly believes that this can sell as well. And even if the pop-up section doesn't sell, he is also quite confident that his solo RPG PDF thing is also definitely worth looking at. Yeah.
Because he's an amazing writer. Yeah.
So right now I see this in being used in schools and being used in like old folks home community centers with like old people, or if you want to use in schools with students to like those self-discovery workshop kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's all I can.
You can forward that to him. Yeah.
I definitely see myself getting one of these and just having like a quiet few nights just like thinking of what adventure I
Yes,
want.
exactly.
I mean, I think it is quite niche, but the whole idea is for people who just like having this tactile experience, and also, I don't know, when you just have a box and you open a box, it's just a different feeling than if you start a game on a computer and stuff like that. So what?
Does it teach you?
Okay.
Basics 101.
Yeah, it's actually the basics. There are some guidelines for you that Dennett has written that are based on Ikebana. For example, there's a really good example actually.
While he's finding that, actually we designed it in a particular way. Even though it's cut out like this right now because of the fragility, certain flowers are actually bunches and certain flowers are standalone, so that you're actually able to trim down the bunched flowers. If we could cut them out a little bit thinner, so then that's the process in Ikebana where you decide, do I want this or do I not want this as part of my final piece, and then you can sort of adjust and go, and it would have a slight feeling of permanence because you have these cards, and like as you choose to modify them, I mean, you could glue them back, I guess, but it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, so he had arrangement guidelines where you can think about how you want to select your vase, what it means to you, how you want to prepare your flowers, whether you want to trim it or not. You can consider the structure. So in Ikebana, arrangements typically follow a scale line triangle representing heaven, earth, and humanity. Use the tallest flower to symbolize heaven, a shorter one for humanity, and the shortest for earth. So these are certain things that he picked up from Ikebana that he added into the game. Anything else? Because technically I also need to do my apprentice presentation. Do you want to keep it?
Yeah, if you want to keep one, I mean, you can put that one back and you can just choose. Or if you want, you can keep that one, but there's a
we have
variety
a bunch.
here. Yeah, can I have the wire one back? I need to remember how to make it again. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, they're not stickers, so if you were thinking of sticking them, you have to do that yourself.
This is one of the greatest things that I'm seeing. I feel like you can almost actually sell it as like a thing that people buy as gifts for other people.
Yeah.
I saw your chapter on self-care, right?
Yes.
So this is a very good like one person gift to
Yes.
another person, and because it's flowers or even like a book, right? It feels very appropriate. So yeah, in terms of marketability, dirty word, but yes, I think it will definitely sell very well. So I hope you all keep going.
Thank you.
We hope that they would sell it under the like as a game though, because that's not really what people think of when they think of games. So I don't think the product would be classified.
I think alternative RPG is a genre in itself that's
Solo
quite
RPGs
big.
are quite growing.
But again, this is all under the net speciality. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Round of applause for this very understated. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Very quiet. I mean,
Quiet
it's
flower.
very quiet, but also very powerful at the same time. Yes, I love it.
Okay.
The only issue
I
is
love
that
the combination of
there's
these
two slots, so they can actually stand up straight.
Okay.
You can give it a try. See what.
Of 2 slots.
As in, there's a second one below, so you can
If
slot
you
it
look
in.
through it,
Understood.
So if you want it,
thread it through.
yeah.
You can
Because
definitely
if you
give
put
it
it
a
just
try.
on top, it'll
Yeah,
it'll
so as a
use your phone.
as a prototype, I think it works, but it's a bit weird that it closes by itself.
Or a can.
It's a
Are
little
you gonna
bit
take a
too. The base is too
So
weak
pretty.
to open up fully. Yeah, so which is why
It's
I
the
think.
material then. I think.
Yeah, it's just the structure of it. It's not-
Yeah.
Put some bunchy ones behind.
I will be Gepo and
Yes.
You can just move it around and you'll find the slot.
yep.
Oh. No, I'll put this at the very.
Should put one right at the back for the tallest.
Oh yeah. Wait. There's the tallest one. So there's
Right at the heaven, right?
Mm.
See, are we paying attention?
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Then, maybe.
I mean, yeah, you got to do like some
Yeah.
fiddling and stuff. It's not. Doesn't work that
The
great.
slats are a bit big. That's what the wire helps with also. So try your best.
Yes, I want to.
Then I think it's better without the white border as well, because then you can really see through.
Oh, okay.
As long as
Oh,
this
yeah.
fall, though. Pinkie Banana
Nope.
definitely has that less is more feeling also sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I think that's one of the whole points of it.
It's very flat, then there's like one component it down until it's just much more minimalist.
Yeah, and the way they arrange it together with the different elements, it just becomes like a whole different thing, even though like individually.
Do you guys actually prefer with or without the white border? Do you think?
I think without the white borders, even more like close to. But I
It's
do
very
understand that it's very hard to material-wise manufacture also.
Well, you're right. You worry about the structural integrity,
Yeah.
especially with the
It makes me think
Sakura
that
ones.
laser wood cutouts.
Yeah.
Very thin.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
laser it out,
actually that is
just
true.
laser it out.
We
Yeah.
did think about it, especially the die cut kind, where like when you
Yeah.
buy the box and you can like